Hello everybody, welcome back to Tea and Tarot. Today's reading is all about the next exciting event that is happening in your life. Today we have 3 piles and this is a pick a pile reading. So to choose your pile, you essentially choose which one you feel most intuitively drawn to, either based on the energy of the pile, the number of the pile, the object on top, or maybe even based on the number of the timestamps below. Maybe those resonate with you. If you like to choose with the objects on top, I will be getting into that with you now. So today we have dried flowers, and for pile 1 we have some dried ruscus. For pile 2 we have a dried flower. And for pile 3 we have a dried bunny tail. Once you have selected your pile, there will be a timestamp in the description box below for you to find your reading more easily, and I will meet you there. Bye. Okay, hello my pile ones, welcome to your reading. You chose this Ruscus. So let's get into your cards. So, firstly, you have the 8 of Stakes in reverse. You also have the Page of Chalices in reverse, and then you also have the Fool, which is amazing in terms of what next event might be coming into your life. This is very exciting. And then I also just wanted to pull a couple tea leaf cards for you. Okay, so you got the Arrow. You are on the right path regarding some aspect of your life, and you also have the Pail. Time to get out of a situation. Ooh. This makes me feel like the end of a relationship. I know I'm always like banging on about that, always trying to end relationships out here, but it just felt like that to me for some of you. If that doesn't resonate, feel free to forget about it. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling like whatever adventure you're going on, the reward is worth the risk. Like, the reward is worth the negative things that sort of might potentially come along with it. So time to get out of a situation, again, makes me feel like you're leaving some sort of relationship. And though that, so long as, like, you already felt like you wanted to leave, do not leave based on this reading unless you already wanted to leave that relationship. But it's making me feel like you're walking away from something, and this doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It could also be a friendship, and initially that's scary because it's like you're literally rejecting someone, you're turning away from them and being like, you know what, I don't need them, I don't need to hang out with them, the support, I don't need any of that from them. And then you're kind of reminiscing over the good times and thinking, what have I just done? Maybe, they weren't as mean to me as I thought they were. But when you walk away, you're going to find so much better things. So even though you are going to have to fall into this sort of pitfall, because he's falling here and then this pail has been tipped over, even though there's going to be some tumultuous event there, once you climb out and keep going, you're going to soar like this arrow. You're moving in the right direction. You're moving in the right path. So you're doing the right thing by leaving behind somebody who mistreats you or doesn't care about you. And what's interesting as well is that 2 of these cards are about insecurities. There's an essence of insecurity in these cards. And it's making me feel like you don't feel... Oh, the Queen has graced us with her presence and knocked over all the cards. Thank you, Kiton. Thank you. Let me rearrange those. Sorry about that. We've always got to let Kit walk all over the table. But yeah, so ain't that Kitonio, you can't come back a second time. Oh, don't eat flowers. They're not good for your belly. So I feel like some of you might not actually have the confidence to test the waters, to knock over the pail, to fall into the pit. You don't have the confidence to soar and take off and move in the right direction. You're kind of feeling like you should be stuck in this situation instead of moving in the right direction towards something better and something else. So what these cards are sort of saying is, you have to get out there, you have to adventure. And that's what's next on the cards for you. I see you sort of ending a relationship. Could be a friendship, but I am feeling a romantic energy. Because this person doesn't treat you right, they don't value you. they make you feel insecure, which no partner should, or no friend should. They should, big you up. They should be the people saying that you're a catch, and you're amazing. And you don't feel that way in their presence. So it's best to walk away from that situation and move on towards something better. And with this card, this character Clem from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, he didn't let his skin condition hold him back from meeting people and having a good time. So regardless of how insecure you are, what you might feel like are bad qualities within you, they're not. To the right person, they're not. And with the 8 of Stakes, initially it might be difficult for you to, you're not just going to bounce straight into another relationship or friendship. Initially, you're going to kind of be on the sidelines and be like, oh God, why isn't this working for me? Did I make a mistake here? But it's letting you know that it will pay off. You've just got to get back in there. You can't be knocked by your insecurities or lack of confidence here. If it's something you want, then why not go after it, And so what I see for you as your next adventure is ending this relationship, and then immediately I see you going out with a group of friends, trying to meet people in some sort of way. It could be going to a nightclub if that's what you're interested in, but it could also be something like going, to a certain type of class, maybe a yoga class or a Zumba class or something, and trying to meet people that are interested in the same things you are. So yeah, that's what I see for you, pile 1. I also wanted to get into an angel number to see if when this angel number comes up, this is sort of indicating to you that it will indicate to you that this is the relationship being referred to, and this is the time to not let your insecurities hold you back from standing up for yourself or going after what you want. So let's see what your angel number is. So yours actually fell off screen, but you had 37. So let's take a look in my grimoire book at my makeshift grimoire to see what the angel number 37 represents. So you have, what you believe to be true is valid. Trust your instincts. Yes, 100%. So this is about trusting your instinct, trusting your gut, venturing out on that adventure where you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know where you're gonna end up, but it's right for you because you've been feeling like this isn't for you. You've been trusting your intuition that's telling you to fly away from this situation and move towards something better. You've been trusting your intuition. It's time to listen to it. Also, when it says, what you believe to be true makes it true, don't believe your insecurities should hold you back, because then that's always going to be the case. You're always going to let it hold you back. Believe that it, be like Clem, believe it shouldn't hold you back and it will move you forward. And the fact he's holding these kittens here, it just makes me feel like you've got such a kind spirit. You shouldn't be held back. You have a really bright, sweet, lovely energy with both of these cards. That's what I'm getting. And it's time for you to put yourself first. So that is what I see for you, pile 1s. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you liked or didn't like about the reading, or if there's anything I could do to make it, more interesting for you. Or if there's any questions you want answered in next week's reading. And if you were drawn to any other piles, please feel free to check those out now. If not, I hope to see you here next week on Fridays for another reading on TìandTarot. Bye. Okay, hello my pile 2s, welcome to your reading. You chose this really cute dried flower, so let's get into your cards. So you have, first of all, the 7 of Chalices, you also have the 10 of Pentacles, and then you also have the 6 of Scythes as well. And before I get into your cards, I do just want to pull some tea leaf cards for you. So, I felt these two. So you have August, which could be an indication of when this next exciting event is going to happen. And you also have Apple, Temptation will test you. Ooh, okay. So let's get into your cards. Okay, so what I'm kind of seeing for you is that obviously, with this kind of wolf imagery here, of him sort of shape-shifting against his will, and, the message behind this card being that try to view it as it's it's not against your will, try to view it as like an opportunity to turn it into something where you're not the done to but the doer kind of thing. And then you've also got this like illustrious vampire that's kind of like luring this woman in, and then you've also got someone fantasizing as well. I feel like the next event or interesting, fun, big event that's going to kind of be coming up is that you're interested in somebody, and this could be around August time that you start to either have these feelings for them, or maybe you're like, this is when you're gonna act on it, this is when the event's gonna happen. So what I'm kind of seeing is that somebody is on your mind during the time of August. Someone, you're going to kind of be thinking about somebody, especially like romantically, and they're going to be kind of like luring you in a little bit, like they're charming you, they're really good at flirting with you and knowing what you want to hear, and you know, being your kind of dream person. They're very dreamy, they're drawing you in, and it's working, and you've kind of got these two sides to you. And on the one hand, you kind of feel involuntarily like drawn in, because you almost, I feel like you don't want to date during August, or you just don't want to be the person who's under the spell. You know, you want to be the person casting the spell, but you're definitely the one under the spell, being drawn in by this person. And so you're kind of resisting it a little bit, but there is this side to you that wants to give into it. That is like, okay, I really like this person, let me just go for it. And I feel like this person is, in some way, they are above you societally. It could be that they maybe have a higher position at the company you work for, or maybe social status wise they have a little bit more recognition than you have. That also makes this person someone you want to resist a little bit, because you almost don't want to give them the satisfaction of knowing that they can have it all, including you, but you definitely feel drawn to this person. And I feel like during August, temptation will test you. You know, this person is calling you in, and I feel like the event that's going to happen is that you are going to hang out with this person in August. And I don't know, you know, it's up to you where it goes, but I definitely see connection. I see you guys interacting in August, and maybe moving this from you being someone who's resistant to it into being someone who's all about it. You're like, you know what, I give in. The spell's gonna work. There's a little spell that they're casting on you. Okay, so I wanted to pull an angel number to see, basically, like, this angel number will quite kind of crop up in your life when it's telling you this person's like near, or that it's getting closer to the time that this person is like drawing you in, you know? So, and it's up to you to kind of make that decision. Okay, what is your one? Your one is 94. So let's take a look at your angel number in my grimoire. I'll just double check what I wrote down for 94. So you have, simple joys are best. Sit outside and watch the wildlife. Oh, okay, so I feel like that's interesting, especially because we've got, obviously he's turning into a wolf here. Then you've got two wolves down here. They're all outside in these two images. I definitely, okay, now that that's been said, you guys might meet up in like an unusual way. You might be outside when you guys sort of meet up, but because we've got wolves and it's talking about wildlife, it's really making me think of America. So for some of you, you might be in America, or maybe you'll be there in August. This won't be the case for all of you, but that's what was coming to my mind. I was thinking of like a party where if you step outside into like the backyard, there's going to be all these kind of crazy wildlife animals. And here in the UK, not so much, you know, might get a raccoon or a fox. But, you know, in America, obviously, there's all kinds of things. Like moose and lynx and wolves and all sorts of things, and bears. So that's what that was giving me like an idea of. But yeah, so you guys might actually be hanging out outside, particularly when you meet up. But when it talks about simple joys, I feel like you're trying to convince yourself that like to focus on other things so that you won't be tempted. For whatever reason, you don't want to be tempted by them. I'm not sure why you feel resistant to this person, but you do. And so I think you might be like, no, let me focus on other stuff, you know, what else do I have going for me right now? I've got this, let me throw my efforts into this. But you don't realise you could have it all. So, you know, you can indulge in everything if you so wish to. But yeah, so that's the next sort of exciting situation I see happening for you, pile 2. I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe. And if you felt drawn to any other piles, please feel free to check those out now. If not, I hope to see you here next week on Fridays for another reading on Tea and Tarot. Bye. Okay, hello my pile 3s, welcome to your reading. You chose the bunny tail. So let's get into your cards. You have the Devil in reverse. I think all your cards are reversed. You've got Temperance in reverse, and then you've also got the Six of Stakes in reverse as well. Okay, I also wanted to pull you 2 tea leaf cards before we actually begin. Okay. You got Mice, Discord among friends or family. You also have Love. Interesting. Okay. So I'm seeing a few things for you. I feel like you do have a difficult family situation. And it may be because you sort of progress is individual to the person, and I feel like you are a very successful person based on the experiences you've been through and what you've actually had to do to get here. You are so incredibly successful and talented, and you should be really proud of yourself. But to other people looking in on the outside who haven't lived the path you've lived, who haven't gone through what you've gone through and had to come out of that on the other side, to them they're constantly judging you and judging how far you are, how ahead you are in life, and why aren't you as progressed in this area as you should be, and blah 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 blah. And they're always getting on at you, especially your family. And this is kind of tempting you to be a bit reckless, and you shouldn't, you know, because you've done this hard work, you've put all this effort in. There's no point throwing it away now because of some shitty comments, you know, your family make towards you. So no one's walked your path, no one knows what that feels like, and so they can't tell you how to live your life or whether or not the progress you've made is good enough. Only you have the answer to that. They don't. So don't listen to them, you know, they haven't lived what you've lived through, only you know that. And I think you're feeling tempted to sort of fast track things, to go down an easier route, to do what they're like sort of encouraging you to do. You might be pursuing a passion of yours, which is the harder route, but it feels more successful to you. And they might want you to go down an easier route of making just like quick money and quick success in life. But while you're tempted by that, that's not what your desire is. That's not where, you know, you want to be. That's not what you're passionate about. So long as you're always following your desires, then you know you're doing the right thing for you. So what I'm seeing for you is that there is some sort of exciting event, and by exciting I don't mean like enjoyable, I mean like a big event, where you're sort of standing up to your family and your friends about this and being like, look, this is what I'm passionate about, this is the path I'm on, I don't want to change that. So you can either support me or stop talking about it. And I feel like you're basically going to have this little throwdown where you're standing up for yourself and setting those boundaries and sort of extending to yourself love through this as well. You're giving yourself the love that you deserved, that, you know, maybe you don't feel like you were getting elsewhere. And then I see you retreating and being really calm, spending time on yourself, working towards this thing you're passionate about, and learning to heal as well. I see you taking time to heal. So that's what I see as some sort of big, tumultuous throwdown with your family and friends about what you want to do with your life. Because I think everyone has an opinion about what you should do, but no one bothers to ask what you want to do. And you know what you want to do. So this is an encouragement to keep going after what it is that you want. I think you're feeling a little bit like this at the minute, and you want to feel like that, but you should be like this. So for example, this is how you feel following the path of your desires, because it's so much hard work and because it does take time before, you know, things pay off. It feels like this. On top of that, you've got everyone telling you you're going down the wrong path, or they disapprove of what you're doing. So you just constantly feel like you can't win. So then they're telling you to sort of go down an easier route, take a job where you will just make quick money, where you don't follow your passions, and then at the end of it, you never got to do what you wanted to do. And it might make you feel temporarily good, but it's not what you want, it's not what you desire. And then with this card, this is you after having this throwdown with your family. This is you doing what you should do. You know, in the one hand, you've got your desired path that you're following and you're not letting it go. And in the other hand, you've got the healing remedies. So this is you standing up for yourself against your family and then retreating, spending time by yourself, isolating, sort of healing. And these are the two things that you're focusing on. Yeah, things kind of feel like they're in disarray around you, but you are exactly where you want to be. So who cares? You know, keep doing you, keep focusing on yourself, and it will turn out for the best. So unfortunately, the exciting event I see for you is this sort of throwdown. I wanted to get into an angel number for you that will sort of indicate when it's time to stand up for yourself, set those boundaries, and try to heal as well. Okay, so it actually fell off screen, but you got the number 1. So let's take a look at what the angel number 1 is in my grimoire. Okay. So you have opened your heart to someone who is difficult. That's interesting because you have love right under this, which is discord among friends or family. There could be a particular family member or friend who just seems to always be getting at you. The most loving, kind thing you can do is set your boundary with them. Understand where they're coming from, like, see that they want the best for you, and that's why they're encouraging you to go down, like, the traditional path that you don't want to go down. That's why they're encouraging you to go down the traditional path that doesn't excite you, that you don't want to go down. Even though it's frustrating to hear them constantly badger on about it, it is coming from a place of them wanting you to do what they think is the right thing to do. But it's not for you what the right thing is to do. And then the most loving thing to do is to set that boundary and tell them they can either support you on this journey or stop talking about it because it's really affecting you. So this is kind of what this angel number is talking about as well. So if you ever see the number 1 coming up, maybe like a bus passes you and it has the number 1 in it, or maybe the time or the day has the number 1 in it, these are all indications that you should be setting these boundaries and trying to heal as well. Okay, pile 3, that was your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. You know, if there's anything you want answered in next week's reading, if there's a question you want me to explore, you can write that in the comment box below. And yeah, if you were drawn to any other piles, please feel free to check those out now. If not, I hope to see you here next week on Fridays for another reading on Tea and Tarot. Bye.